Hello everyone, how are we doing? We ready for some more vampire? Some more vampire stream? Set up this red lighting, be a little bit more vampiric. I'm gonna play some Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Carry on with the Ventrue playthrough. Natalie's giving me a funny look because first I'm gonna do this Lego kit. I just wanted to start off. It's been like over a week since I streamed anything because of the Twitch boycott. So I wanted to start off by just like hanging out a little bit, seeing how everybody's doing, and also chatting vampires, which is a stated purpose of the stream, as well as playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. You know, I'm reading Dracula right now. We've been watching tons of the Vampire Diaries. I'm doing the 3rd episode of Monster Men on vampires. And so, you know, I'm just very open to chatting vampires with everyone. Hey Marina, good to see you. Molly's here, hooray! Hey Glaucus, Wellwarden, Kiri Magic, Turn Ratstar, John G. Hello everybody, welcome to the vampire stream. Okay. What do we got? This packet's like all the little bits. But Han Solo's hair is in there, I can see it. Bloodlines sequel seems to be in development hell. Yeah, that's the impression I'm getting. They, as far as I'm aware, they removed the store page, right? Which I've got to say is a real shame. Like, as well as being, you know, as well as just being a sequel to one of the most beloved RPGs ever, it is also like, it did also just look good. Like, it did also just look like it was gonna be the sequel that vtmb deserved, and like to some degree the game that people wished vtmb could have been, because you know it kind of isn't. You know, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It's like it's such a strange game because like so much of what they've created is absolutely peak of like such fascinating and fantastic game design, to the point where like something terrible like Cyberpunk 2077 has like references to vtmb in its missions, but like I don't know. And then at the same time, it's just got such dodgy ass graphics, and its character models are so funny, and I don't know. It's funny anyway. I've been playing a ton of Bloodlines recently in preparation for my Fall of London game, so I'm glad to see someone else consumed by vampires too. Good wording, I like it. I am actually setting my game, because if you aren't aware, I'm going to be doing an actual play podcast of VTM 5e pretty soon. Actually, I've just finished writing the plot today for my campaign, and I'm kind of just waiting to arrange things with my players. But there we go. I've got Han Solo sorted. There's our little guy. You are the reason why the West is losing to China. Huh. Weird.
Good,
I mean,
for them.
I would have thought the reason the West was losing to China was that their bravest and most powerful minds were spending their days sitting around on Twitch, commenting in people's chats like cocks, but like, Either way, yeah, I'm setting my actual play story after they could always score in the last 3 minutes. I'm setting my actual play podcast story after the fall of London. Not kind of directly. There's a lot of changes I'm going to make. So I'm going to put out an episode of the podcast that's going to be like just for GMs, and it's going to be about. It's going to be like about what changes I needed to make to the lore, to the mechanics, because the podcast also exists as part of Rolling with Rainbows. So part of it is about the how of TTRPGs, of tabletop. Wish I was powerful enough to bring about the downfall of the West. Yeah, I mean, it's just cool that people think I'm so powerful, I guess. Right. Ba 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 ba. By the way, everyone, if you enjoy my streams, remember to subscribe, because it supports my streaming, my streaming efforts. Oh. And if you already subscribed and you want to support me again, you can cheer. Anyway, I'm changing some things, and I'll put out an episode talking about what I'm changing, but I'm changing some things, and so I'll get into that, but like, I'm still setting it vaguely, generally speaking, after the Fall of London module, because I live in London, and I thought that, like, hey, this is a useful, like, set of lore for, constructing the world that I need to write. And speaking of being completely consumed by it, again, good pun. I've been like completely wrapped up in it until literally just earlier today. And then earlier today, I just finished writing the story for the campaign, and I'm very excited about it. Like, I really can't wait to share it with everyone, because I think it's a lot of fun, and I think people are going to really enjoy it. So this weekend I've got like another sort of non-session, but I'm like I'm helping my players fill out character sheets and then do some sort of practice play, and then we're actually going to start recording after that. So I'm like, hell yeah, it's happening. How do you write/structure the story for your TTRPG campaigns? Well, okay. DM to DM advice here. I always go for... Oh. I kind of want to have a bowl or something here so that I'm not, like, rattling into the mic. Anyway, I always go first for things... that will happen in the story that don't affect the... Not that don't affect, that the players can't affect. So, like, the first thing I want to know, always, is, like, what's going to be happening that's in the world that is too big for the players to do anything about. And then, write stuff in from there that they could change, but it's still very big and meaningful. And that's where you bring in your sort of choice and, like, okay, now I need to know what would happen if they chose different choices.
Thank you.
And then after that, bring in what directly affects the players, like what is just directly happening to them. And in order to do all that, I need to I first need to think about the politics of the world, and I need to think about the characters, and I need to think about, like, what their different ideologies are. And World of Darkness is relatively helpful for that, because they have, like, a huge wiki, and they have their, the massive VTM book I've got, and they've got all this lore that really explicitly tells you what these different factions are and what they believe and all that stuff. At a certain point, I start changing it, because I'm just like, no, I want it to say this instead. I want it to be this or whatever. One thing I've done is, like, I was like, look, I'm doing this one vampire campaign, you gotta have Dracula. I can't not have Dracula. It's that special boy. So I had to include Dracula, and then like everyone wants to have their own take on Dracula. I mean, I can't critique, like me included. So of course the VTM writers have written their own take on Dracula. So I've got to change that a little bit to suit my purposes and think about what I want in terms of, yeah, the story I want to tell. And then there are knock-on effects like, okay, well, which vampires support Dracula and what do they believe in and all this. And then, you know, and from there, like, you've already gotten off to a healthy start, and I think you're really starting to write something by that point. So hopefully, you know, you're on your way at that point. Conrad and Steph both played Werewolf the Apocalypse yesterday. Oh, that's awesome. I've been meaning to check that out. Yeah, that's really cool. Where does Dracula sit on the political compass? Oh, he's a great big fascist. In my story, anyway. He's a great big fascist. I just thought it was fun. I just thought it was just like, yeah, he's a great big fascist. Of course, it just makes sense. And there are parts of the lore that make sense, and there are parts of the lore that you know, don't work so cleanly with that. But like, I've been able to make it work, and I've been enjoying what I've written. And like I say, I really can't wait to bring it into the you know, like bring it to the players and see how they react and see what decisions they make, because I think it'll be really fun, and I'm sure that we're gonna make something really cool together. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Okay, I've got about half a Millennium Falcon so far. This is like a set of Lego that's like I've forgotten the names. What are they called? Microfighters. I actually put one of these together at the start of my my charity stream. So I put together the Kylo Ren one then, and now I'm doing Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. Anyway, how is everyone? What's everyone's favorite vampire stories and vampire properties? Carmilla, of course. Absolutely precious. Carmilla's a good read. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I haven't yet read The Vampire by John Polidori, but Carmilla was awesome. And it's getting a lot of coverage in my Monster Man episode. So if you've seen the film Bit, I have, and it will be a big feature of my video, because it's really good. One I think people haven't probably seen, certainly I haven't seen people mention it as much as Bit even, is Vampires versus the Bronx, in which the vampires are literally gentrification. It's awesome. It's just it's a really fun little film. I really like Blade, but I don't think the MCU is going to give it justice. I was hoping Boyega would be cast as Blade. Blade was fun. There's a lot going on there. There are a bunch of like that kind of era's takes on vampire stories that do interesting things. I'm gonna need, they're gonna need some consideration in my Monster Man episode. But at the same time, like, it also was an era, I don't know, moving towards like neoliberal consensus stuff, where a lot of media came out that was very like not doing much politically, or doing like really basic like pop culture concept stuff, like what if vampires, but like also guns. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair to Blade. Blade's awesome either way, and very fun. I'm just not sure it's about much. New Blade isn't even R-rated. Oh god, that's embarrassing. I like Mahershala Ali a lot, and I'm sure he will be the greatest Blade, but also MCU Blade will be weak. Yeah, that sounds about right. The way that this is chosen to separate out the parts is really peculiar. There are some bits that are really tiny that are in this big bag, and there are some bits that are much bigger that are in the other bag, and I don't really know what the system is. It's very strange. Anyway. Okay, now all these other parts are in this bag. See exactly what I mean. I think we need a Van Helsing reboot. Wow, I don't. I think Van Helsing, I'm near the end of the book Dracula now, and I've watched nearly every adaptation of Dracula, and Van Helsing is a really fun character in the context of the story Dracula. Unless you're Stephen Moffat, in which case she's a woman in a refrigerator. Like action hero Van Helsing, or Van Helsing is like a standalone concept, is just like, what the fuck? Not here for it, honestly. I'm really confusing myself here. What do I do? Okay. These go like outward facing. Some sort of like repulsor part. I don't know what this does. I'm not intimately familiar with the Millennium Falcon's thruster system. Or at least I'm not as familiar as I would have been when I was 14. I'm sure 14-year-old me would be ashamed. But, I'm also taking estrogen. 14-year-old me would probably disagree with me in a lot of ways. And he'd be wrong. And could eat shit. Right. Oh, Andrew's here. Great. Dracula 2000 was wild. Loved it. I don't actually know that one. I know the 1992 Dracula with Keanu Reeves and Gary Oldman. The Francis Ford Coppola Dracula, that is. Oh! Okay, hang on. These weird little fold-out bits that I was just putting on, now I know what they do. They make that kind of, like, ring of lights at the back. Now it's actually starting to look a bit like a Millennium Falcon. That's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Now I'm starting to get it. My eye's just failing me. Where are these bits? There we go. That's one of the bits we need. That's 2 of the bits we need. That's 3. Okay. Okay. True Blood. I forgot about True Blood.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I should check that out. Definitely. What a sweet build technique. I completely agree. Honestly, I was underwhelmed, and now I'm very impressed. Now I've put it together. Really cool. What a cool way to do that. Nice. Great. Good job, the Lego Corporation. All right. Okay. I couldn't watch past season 2. Jesus. All right. Well, I'll excuse myself if True Blood is just exceptionally terrible. I'm not sure I'm gonna finish Vampire Diaries. It's really bad. Especially the part I'm at now. I've gotten onto the season where the villains are literally Romany travelers. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Stop.
Oh, they haven't said Romany, have they?
No, they said travelers, and then the one time the bad guy said gypsies, but it was okay because he's the bad guy. But also he's a doppelganger of the goodest good guy in the show. So all these.
But I think they're doing a very like what's it? What was the word that people were using to talk about like autistic coded characters that would never be named as
autistic minstrelsy.
Right. They're doing a similar thing where it's actually like a multiracial kind of cast of travelers, which, you know, is true for the traveler community too, but like you know, they never have to like pin it down to a specific ethnicity or origin or heritage or anything. They're just some generic Eastern European.
Yeah, I can see that.
Kind of
no, I mean, that was a big thing. I said that it was like, it's so clearly anti-Eastern European, like anti-Slavic kind of racism, except that loads of their characters are already Eastern European, like canonically. And so it really strikes me as the writers explicitly thinking to themselves, I want to have Eastern European mystical bad guys.
Yeah.
But wait, loads of our guys are already Eastern European. What's an evil kind of Eastern? We need like Eastern European, but evil.
I don't think they're meant to be like evil. They're morally neutral, like all the vampires.
They get called ruthless hypocrites or something.
Yeah, but
and like
that's just what they say about each other, isn't it?
I suppose so.
That's like the witches and shit. It's meant to be like this kind of, ooh, all the different groups all hate each other kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose.
But I think they were interested in it because Nina Dobrev is Bulgarian, and
I wonder how she felt about all that.
I'm sure she was into it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Marina, who's actually in chat, was telling me about Orientalism, which I'm also currently reading.
Yeah.
And how it gave her a different perspective on being Eastern European and like the otherness that comes out of that because of like, you know, the Orient and Orientalism is such a concept that comes specifically from Western Europe and then and now America.
Yeah.
That like anything, you know, slightly, you know.
It's everything that's not us, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. And Marina, I'm really seeing that now I'm reading the book. Like it's very clear and true. What piece is this? Oh no. I hope this is the right piece. Oh jeez. Oh shucks. I may have the wrong piece here, guys. R.I.P. R.I.P. in pies. We'll add it to the list to read. Orientalism by Edward Said is an absolute classic, and I've felt bad for not having gotten around to it sooner, so I'm really glad I'm reading it now. And yeah, it's just really seminal, and its analysis of stuff is really, really good. And I'm going to be referencing it in my Cyberpunk video. Because, you know. Because, you know. Have you seen Jenny Nicholson's video on the Vampire Diaries? Of course. Of course I have.
That's why we started watching it, really.
Yeah, we started watching it because of that, in many ways. I don't think I would have bothered with it. Like, it is part of my research, but like, you know, as much as my research for Monster Men involves a lot of like more academic book reading, and then like checking out really important series that have really like made a difference and like are really seminal, and everyone thinks of this thing when you say X thing, superheroes, serial killers, whatever. And Vampire Diaries has been watched by a lot of people. But in terms of like my research and in terms of like research for the video, I've gotten all my like ideas about vampires that I'm gonna get out of it within the first like, you know, season, 2 seasons. It's not, you know. The lights are on, but nobody's home. And then you go in the house, and it's just racism. My Millennium Falcon's coming along nicely. There we go. Here we go. Look at this. It's nearly there. I've got my boy. He's a little oversized compared to the thing, but that's how the microfighters are meant to work. Gotta run, but may I recommend another really good book? It's called Imperial Leather by Anne McClintock. It's so good. Sure, yeah, I'll check it out. What are vampires a metaphor for in your Rolling with Rainbows campaign? Well, that's not really how it works in Vampire the Masquerade. Like, the way that vampires interact with humans and each other in Vampire the Masquerade is, you know, kind of, it's mostly about class. But VTM is not the perspective on vampires from humans. It's a perspective on vampires from vampires. So it's not quite fair to say like vampires a metaphor for, like, vampiric society is. Vampiric society is an examination of the class relations that we have in society, I guess, is, you know, what you could say. Alright, now the Millennium Falcon has headlamps, which, I don't know, does the Millennium Falcon have headlamps? Just little, like,
Why not?
high beams? In case a Y-wing is driving the other way on a dark night.
Safety, innit?
Look out! Whoa! Oh, piss. I got it, it's okay. You're a secret subgroup that must hide itself from the majority and can't go outside in daylight safely. Seems easy enough to compare to IRL groups. Hold that one a minute, Because I don't like vampires being compared to minorities. Because vampires are murderous psychopaths. And, like, while you have something like Vampire the Masquerade, which does a really good job of making the vampires who are downtrodden in vampiric society an exaggerated way of looking at the way that people are oppressed in society, if it's vampires are the minority and humans are the majority, that's a very bad, like, allegory to be using, in my opinion. I don't like that.
That's what True Blood does.
Right, that's what I thought.
Vampires are kind of X-Men in True Blood, but also they do kill people a whole bunch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Ideal. That's what I mean. It's just like, it's, you know, right. That's what Matt McOne is saying in chat here. Like, I'm gonna hate True Blood. I just think it's bad. I just like the Vampire Diaries tries to do it as well. It's like, so vampires are power. Now this is getting a little bit ahead of myself in terms of what I'm gonna say in my Monster Man video. So for all you who came here for curio spoilers, now is your time. But like vampires are just power. Like, that's the rawest thing. Like, if you're looking at their different representations across a whole ton of different media, the simplest, most straightforward, plainest thing that they represent is power, in the sense that, like, one person just exerts power over another person. Like, throughout Dracula, there are many instances, not just the Count himself, but many instances of people just exploiting, like, the systems of society to get one over on each other. In the process of trying to defeat Dracula, Van Helsing details a story about his friend who went on holiday to Sweden, and while he was away, a burglar broke into his house in front of the police, and then pretended to own the house, and then sold everything he owned, and sold the house to a builder to be torn down. And when the guy came back, he had absolutely nothing, just a hole in the ground. And he's making a point about how, like, you know, with totally seemingly within the law, people can do horrible cruelty to one another. Basically, Van Helsing says ACAB. Like, so I think that vampires can be a really interesting metaphor for a lot of things, but if they're a metaphor for people who have less power relative to humans, that it's doing a bad job to begin with. Like, or at least I'd say it had to walk, you know, it would have to be doing something very impressive before it got, you know. So, a lot of different vampire stuff takes Cain, the biblical Cain, to be the first vampire. And what makes him the first vampire is that he kills his brother Abel, and then God marks him and curses him to walk the earth forever. And how they've interpreted that is like, that's immortality, and you're also different, so it's like, this is vampirism, right? And then that's the setup for vampires, just generally. Like, vampires are just power, just this way of one person exerting their power over another in the simplest possible way. Just murder. Cain, the first murderer, you know. Or whatever, like that, you know. In relationship stories, you know, Anne Rice's vampires are abusive, and that's because they are within a relationship, they are power, and, so you're playing inherently with a tension that works really well for like a BDSM kind of thing, and that's how come Twilight gets adapted into 50 Shades of Grey. But also, if this is not just a sex thing, but it goes beyond that, and it's like the whole relationship, and there's this unequal power dynamic, it can be really abusive, and that's like the way Interview with a Vampire is. And then you see Brad Pitt's vampire at the end. He's just sort of moping around, and he can't go anywhere, and he like he tells this guy about vampires kind of because he's really depressed and doesn't want to carry on, because he has identified, arguably correctly, that when someone has this unfair power over others, it's immoral, and he can't make it moral, and so doesn't know how to carry on with his life. And then Bit is a treatise. Like, Bit is such a good film because it's a direct treatise on that exact concept. Bit takes that exact concept and says, like, how do we solve the problem of power? It's really cool. New GM question for @Sophie. When setting your story in an oppressive world, how do you balance between letting your players be heroes who make a difference in the world and realistically representing how systems of oppression keep themselves going? Interesting. Well, my first thought would be, what story are you trying to tell? Because if you're trying to tell the story of like overthrowing an oppressive system, then realistically that story just kind of ends when you've done it. Like, I don't see a way around where you can, because you can't really imagine what the world would be like past that point. It would be too big a change, It's like I say this thing sometimes about how you can imagine yourself imagining a world in which 2 add 2 equals 5, but you can't imagine that world. If I say imagine a world in which 2 add 2 equals 5, you don't then imagine that world because the consequences would be too big. Like, you literally can't imagine that world. The knock-on consequences of the fundamental logic of the universe changing like that would be too big. You're changing the rules too much. And all that to say, that's why... is that what capitalist realism is? Kind of getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. No. Partly yes. But that's why I shy away from telling stories where my characters can overthrow the entire system on their own. So my next system after VTM that I'm going to play is going to be Moonpunks, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse system, very similar to Monster of the Week, and the story setting is that you are punks on the moon living under a fascist, oppressive colonial system, and you are going to overthrow it. And, to tell that story, I'm going to build up a lot of stuff about, like, the attitude and the society and the and the world, so that my players can do that effectively. But again, very consciously, the bit where they overthrow the moon fascists, that's game over. Like, they aren't progressing any further than that. Like, that's it. They overthrow the moon fascists, and if they do that, that's the end. For me, so I play a lot of Monster of the Week with friends. Look at this good little Millennium Falcon. How good is that? That's really come together. That's great. Look at that. So I play a lot of Monster of the Week. That's one where players don't have that kind of power where they're going to change the world. They just, like, stop a monster from hurting somebody. And eventually, I'm building up an arc that's to do with, like, a bigger world, but, like, if they made that kind of change in the world, I would say, okay, that's the point at which we have to wrap it up, because I'm not going to imagine this world where it's shifted so much. My VTM arc is going to largely be about tragedy. The game is called Blood Loss, and that's very deliberate, because what I want to do, and this is the challenge I'm setting myself as a DM, I really want to make the players betray each other. I'm taking, it's a set of my friends, so me, like, they're all communists, and I want to make them not work together. I'm going to make them turn on each other for power and for gain, and that's tragedy to me. Like, the tragedy is when, people don't work together. And I'm kind of planning to change it up on the podcast, going between like series where it's a tragedy because people don't work together, and series where it's a victory because they do. So, this system, I'm going to be vampires. I'm going to be playing Vampire Masquerade, and it's going to be vampires. So I'm really going to try and make people turn on each other, and it's called Blood Loss, right? But the next one, it's going to be Moonpunk. So it's going to be like fight the power, like tear down that system and make change for people, because you work together. So it's like, I hope that answered the question. I know that was very rambling. But yeah, I guess that's a part of capitalist realism. Like, that's why it's so hard to imagine that different world. It's just so fundamentally different. But we can get into capitalist realism on the next segment of the stream. How about that? I'll get into capitalist realism next. That's my promise. I'll talk about capitalist realism next. Okay. And speaking of the next segment of the stream, I've just finished my boy. Look at this. How good is that? Okay, I'm gonna go for a minute, and I'm gonna leave you all on the intermission screen with some more of this Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines soundtrack. Cool. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Hopefully. Alright. 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes, everybody. Remember to subscribe and share.
You want one more?
Hey pals, how we doing? I'm back. Who's ready to play some Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines? I'm glad most of you stuck around. I hope that wasn't much longer than I said. Okay. Let's go, baby! Some of these pieces might be useful. In other Lego. Okay. It's not a shirt actually, it's a dress. So now you know. Alright. Actually, I was gonna start it up through Steam. I think I actually have to start it up through the unofficial patch icon on my desktop now. I've added some mods since last time, by the way. Oh, thanks for the cheer. Really misbehaving. Apparently. Click through all that. Oh my god. Okay, now I think we might be here finally. Jesus Christ, with this. Come on. And now I think we might finally be here. Jesus Christ. What a hassle to get through, honestly. Okay. I'm going to turn this up a little. Okay, hopefully that's not messing with the sound. Or not messing with it too much. Wow, 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 wow. So I'm now playing on vtmb Extreme. I used the unofficial patch, which people were recommending me to get, and then I also, yeah, I got the Extreme version. We'll see. Anyway, so here we go. So, who was asking me about capitalist realism before? One thing I'm not sure people get when there's discussion of capitalist realism around is that you know, there's the term is largely put forward in the book Capitalist Realism, so you can just, you know, like, it's not that long a book, and like you'll get everything there is, the real solid, like, everything there is to say in there. I don't agree with all of the stuff in there. There's some weird ableist takes in my opinion, but for the most part, like, that's the best source that you're gonna get. Anyway, with that said, there's something really interesting in the book where Mark Fisher, the author, says that he prefers the term capitalist realism as opposed to postmodernism. And I think that's one of the most important things that people can hear for understanding of capitalist realism, is that it is in a way an interpretation. I read capitalist realism in my intro to philosophy course. That's interesting. I actually know someone who knew Mark Fisher. She was studying under him. He was like her dissertation supervisor, I think. He prefers the term capitalist realism as opposed to postmodernism. So you can understand it through the intellectual lineage of, like, original Marxists like Marx even, and then Foucault, and then Fisher. Because Foucault was a post-structuralist, right? The structuralism people view society as having a structure that has to do with, you know, something, something at all. What's the button for? I've forgotten all the controls again. The controls in this are always such a hassle. Where's toggle camera? First person. Toggle discipline. No, that's not what I want. Toggle view. Z. What an annoying thing. What an annoying thing this game is. And yeah, so he says he prefers it as opposed to postmodernism. So structuralism, right, is that society is structured around material realities. It's a materialist conception, and then post-structuralism is a critique of that. And Foucault's critique of that is that we can't necessarily know what the structure is because everything is discourse all the time. Basically, all human culture is discourse, and he's got a point. And even Marxist discourse is just another discourse that's competing to be a hegemonic discourse and the one on top, the one in charge, and that doesn't, and therefore like its validity should be called into question. Oh, someone's walking on a bench over here. That's funny. Get off the bench. Get off. Get off. I can't shove him. Oh well. And so yeah, that would be Foucault's critique, and that's, you know, postmodernism in a large regard is critiquing previous ideas, critiquing ideas in modernism, and the Marxist ideas in modernism were that modernism was going to put forth a revival of working class consciousness and Marxist class solidarity, and it didn't. And, you know, a lot of theories in postmodernism have to do with why that happened. Like, why did it not? Anyway, so
Some people in power tried very, very hard to
right.
make sure it didn't.
Absolutely, I totally agree. But the fact that those theories are very developed and people have thought really, really hard about why didn't the revolution happen through modernism means that postmodernism is largely this anti-Marxist construction, and so capitalist realism can be understood that way. And so it's important to understand that yes, it's easier to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism is a very good, simple understanding of capitalist realism. But also, it has an intellectual lineage and a development as a school of thought.
Those mothers ripped me off. I'm dying here.
This looks so much better this time. Right.
Yeah.
So it's capitalist realism and not postmodernism because the postmodern things that we are creating within capitalism still wind up reinforcing capitalism.
The blood ain't working no more. It feels cracked.
That is a part of it. That is a part of what he says in the book. I'm trying to remember the exact bit. He says there are 3 reasons why he prefers capitalist realism over the term postmodernism. Have I skipped past it already? I don't want to hold everyone up too much. Here we go. Ultimately, there are 3 reasons that I prefer the term capitalist realism to postmodernism. In the 1980s, when Jameson first advanced his thesis about postmodernism, there were still, in name at least, political alternatives to capitalism. What we are dealing with now, however, is a deeper, far more pervasive sense of exhaustion of cultural and political sterility. In the 80s, really existing socialism still persisted, albeit in its final phase of collapse. In Britain, the fault lines of class antagonism were fully exposed in an event like the miners' strike of 1984 to 1985, and the defeat of the miners was an important moment in the development of capitalist realism, at least as significant in its symbolic dimension as in its practical benefits. The closure of pits was defended precisely on the grounds that keeping them open was not economically realistic, and the miners were cast in the role of the last actors in a doomed proletarian romance. Point being, capitalism is all there is in the world now. I don't think he's right about that, but whatever. Secondly, postmodernism involved some relationship to modernism. Again, that's a good reason to oppose the use of this term this way. Because postmodern, yeah, again, like postmodernism, when you put that out there, then people are talking about postmodernism, and they're all confused about what does postmodernism mean, right? And capitalist realism, you're kind of bringing them in at a very different kind of level. Yeah. And I'm just going to skip to thirdly, because thirdly is actually is a really interesting reason, and it's kind of the thing you were just saying. Thirdly, a whole generation has passed since the collapse of the Berlin Wall. In the 1960s and 70s, capitalism had to face the problem of how to contain and absorb energies from the outside. It now, in fact, has the opposite problem. Having all too successfully incorporated externality, how can it function without an outside it can colonize and appropriate? For most people under 20 in Europe and North America, the lack of alternatives to capitalism is no longer even an issue. Capitalism seamlessly occupies the horizons of the thinkable. Jameson used to report in horror about the ways that capitalism had seeped into the very unconscious. Now the fact that capitalism has colonized the dreaming life of the population is so taken for granted that it is no longer worthy of comment. It would be dangerous and misleading to imagine that the near past was some prelapsarian state rife with political potentials, so it's as well to remember the role that commodification played in the production of culture throughout the 20th century. Yet the old struggle between detournement and recuperation, between subversion and incorporation, seems to have been played out. What we are now dealing with is not the incorporation of materials that previously seemed to possess subversive potentials, but instead their pre-corporation, the preemptive formatting and shaping of desires, aspirations, and hopes by capitalist culture. Witness, for instance, the establishment of settled, alternative, or independent cultural zones which endlessly repeat older gestures of rebellion and contestation as if for the first time. There are critiques of that to be made. For my taste, it's a little teleological. He talks a little bit like socialism has been defeated in the world, game over, and so there's this capitalist pre-corporation because everything is capitalism now. Whereas realistically, people are so aware of the potential, like the paper thinness of the state and the way that people can push through into some kind of alternative in many places, and in some places, like, it's happening now, not long after he died. And I kind of feel, it was in some regards, that's a very unique assessment of the unique time that he was writing it, and so doesn't apply as good analysis because he's writing it almost as if this is the new phase we're in. Do you understand? And I can clarify any of that if people need as well. But I hope I've answered the questions about capitalist realism for now. Right. Right.
What is this lump? Is this my rib? Oh, holy shit, my rib is poking through my side? Oh, I'm all numb. You gotta look and tell me.
It's a broken bottle. Yep, that's a rib. It's a broken bottle.
Goddamn chemist. Can't trust any operators in LA. I verified him. Organizations seem reliable. Guy mixes up speed. His crew sells it. Occasionally does explosives. I set up a drop. I show up at the beach with the money, right? 4 of these guys, they come out of nowhere. Junky pricks hit me with a bat. It feels like I got a friggin' horse kicking it. I never should have gone alone. Amateur move. I should have handled those pricks. Goddamn dirty Cali rat bastards. Those cocksuckers.
This guy is so over the top, but I love the way that he's like an introduction to the setting of the world.
The vamp blood's the only thing holding me together.
Like, you've had all the vampiric stuff, and now he's like, yeah, this is the world that we live in. Right. You don't have the astrolite?
Hold on. You think I'm some amateur? I got their number. Those small-time sons of bitches live out in a dump on the beach. Maybe 4 or 5 of them. The one's got the explosives is Dennis. Got my money too, that prick. Laying in a pool in my own blood and you want friggin' directions. Right, alright. Down the street, in the parking garage, stairs down to the beach. On the right. Those better not be some of my last words. You gotta get it back from him. Maybe reason with him, maybe break in. I don't know.
Didn't you tell the beach vampires to fuck off last time? So it's not the beach vampires that I talked to last time. It's the guy, so that was down on the beach, and then there's like a walkway, and then there's the cliff overlooking, and they're in the house up there. And I couldn't go in there before because I hadn't unlocked the mission yet. I can't believe the prince trusted an idiot like you. I'm gonna really play Ventrue here. This is good preparation for my VTM game because I get to like get into the clan mindset here. I'm gonna be true Ventrue and go, I can't believe the prince trusted an idiot like you. It's very Draco Malfoy energy, I feel. That's what Ventrue are.
Could have taken those guys.
Sure you could have. You're a spineless coward.
I blew it. Believe me, I know. In more ways than you can imagine. But you gotta listen to me. Anyone finds out, I'm a dead man. Keep quiet about it.
I love the idea of beach vampires. In my game, there are going to be like stoner vampires. There are going to be like stoner hippie commune vampires. It's going to be good. I'll think about it. There we go. That's what I've said. I said I'll think about it. The camera is still super weird. The way that it like looks around is still extremely bizarre. Right. Where are we going? Okay. Which of vampires are my favorite just because of Regis? Have you read the books, Tony? I don't remember if I've asked you that before. But yeah, Regis is getting a mention in my Monster Men, of course. I love Regis. He's the best. There's a character I'd love to play. Regis is just precious. Beach access. Here we go. Yeah, I love the bit in one of the books where Regis... it says that Regis's horse is called Dracul, and Regis says, like, this means something in the vampire's native language, and he doesn't tell them what, but every time that the horse's name is mentioned, he like chuckles to himself. Like, it's just funny. Just very funny to him. I love that. Uh-oh. There's some sort of trigger here. What the fuck? Oh, nuts. Oh, no. Well, that's non-ideal.
Ocean's
inviting. Well, the stairs are missing. Oh, something's really misfired here. Alright, let's try loading back in. Hopefully that does something for me. Say no to stairs. Oh no! It isn't loading in the other way either.
Through that chain link gate and up those stairs.
What the fuck? She just chased me down! Let me past, you witch. Goddamn. Oh my god, what a nightmare. Alright, hopefully I'm allowed through this. No. No, the trigger warning's still there. the trigger thing. Do they not spawn unless you talk to her first? That's what I was guessing, but it's looking to me like, you know, nothing's going to be spawning for me the one way or the other.
Yeah. No.
What the fuck? Where am I going now? No! No! No way! Fuck! Oh no, that's fucked! Oh no, that's completely fucked.
Yo, lady, over here. Ah, for Christ's sakes. Tell Jacobson if he plans on making editor-in-chief...
No! This is fucked up! The game's completely broken. Everyone was telling me to get mods and now it's fucked up.
Know enough to wear something that would blend in. Jeez, what kind of wood steam? Don't think
Do I have an earlier save? Yeah, I might start over.
Something. Didn't you ever see Fletch? What are they just handing out those diplomas nowadays? Take it easy, Lois Lane. This is still a badge you're talking to.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Fine. You can paddle your ass back to...
I'm just gonna kill this guy because he's a prick. I don't care. Yeah, I might start over. I might have to just quickly, like, start over and quickly run through the bits that I've done already. Oh, piss. Fucking... Come on now. No! Alright. New game. Okay. Ventrue, female, history. Oh, they didn't have this when I was going through it before, so I bet what's happened is that it corrupted my save when I tried to load it back in. Yeah. I want to be a dominatrix. There you go. I'm gonna increase my manipulation and my scholarship. Oh, shit. And my firearm. No, wait. My stealth. Okay. Points remaining. You must spend all points to continue. What? Points remaining 1. Okay. Melee. Well, something's wrong here. Okay. Holy shit, this is annoying. Okay, I think I've spent everything now. Okay, beautiful. Finally. There we go. Oh, damn, that window is cool. They've leveled that one up.
I want to show you something.
Is Zaphod a real brand of clock? I suppose I could just Google that. Oh wow, it actually looks like she's really looking around the room now. It's such a goofy game. I love it so much.
My fellow kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight
The Zaphod clock has 3 hands and 2 faces.
because the laws
Oh, there it is.
the laws that are the fabric of our existence.
But most clocks have 3 hands.
broken. No. As prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed
Can I skip this?
some of these requests. However,
No.
the accused that
This is a
seeks
nightmare.
tonight was not refused permission.
Sorry everyone, it looks like we're redoing this
My
bit.
permission was never sought at all. We were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding.
Oh, look at
member
that
of
BDSM Nosferatu.
But as some of you may know,
Fuck yeah.
the penalty for
Fuck
this
yeah, that's
transgression
great.
is death. Know that I am
I
no
still
more
can't get over how much I
juvenile
probably
than I
look
am
like the
sober
vampire
or
holding
or
ceremony if I
courageous.
shave and get a haircut. Aww.
Let tonight's proceedings
Andrew.
serve as a reminder to our community that we
You're a lot
must
better looking than
adhere
him.
to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood.
Okay. Here we go.
Forgive
Now
me.
get on with it. Come on.
Let the penalty commence.
That execution, it's so much.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that
This is bullshit!
All I'm saying is that he better not do it.
if Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Your sire, tragic. My apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of
Are those
conduct
brownies?
that
Yeah,
all of us
I
must
cooked some brownies earlier. They actually have a
adhere
secret
to
ingredient.
if we wish to survive.
I added in
When someone,
anyone breaks these laws,
See if I can
they
smell it.
undermine the well-worn
I added in
fabric
some
of our
cherries.
centuries-old society.
So I think they're going to be extra delicious this time.
Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering
Hi,
is
Amy.
not generosity, but the opportunity.
So was that guy executed because he wasn't allowed to turn you into a vampire? Yes. So the Camarilla...
This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There, you will meet an agent by the name of Mercury.
Can I please skip?
He will provide the details of the trial. I've shown you great clemency.
Alright, I'm just turning it down and speaking over it. Okay. The Camarilla are like the Vampire Society government. It's an agreement between the ruling clans. And so basically there's like the vampire religious sect who are the Sabbat. The Camarilla represent a breakaway from them. And then the Anarchs are like the commie radicals who represent a breakaway from them. But the Camarilla are the ones in charge now. And they have 5 traditions. The Masquerade, the Progeny, and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, so the Masquerade, after which the tabletop system is named, is basically the law that vampires aren't allowed to let humans know about vampires. The Progeny is the law that only the prince of the city is allowed to say who gets to make new vampires, and if they break that law, they can be executed, as you see there.
What a scene, man! Woo-wee! Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, probably a lot for you to kick in, so why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say? I'm Jack. What's important is I'm offering help.
I like this guy's voice. Yeah, it's Bender from Futurama.
Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out? Youngsters these days. Well, your funeral, kiddo. If you pull this off, come downtown to the last round and I'll tell you how jacked this whole situation is. Until then, good luck. Or maybe I should just say, nice knowing you, kiddo.
Okay, finally. Got through all that. Now, that's blood heal. Don't need that right now, my health is fine.
The creature is thought to be some form of giant octopus, though marine biologists that have examined the monster have commented that they have never seen anything like it.
I'm gonna use command. Right. Yep, fine. And then this one's sunrise. And then email. I don't even know if I have to check the email right now. Did I get the thing wrong? Password failed. Fine, Control C. Oh. They changed it. Those sons of bitches. Okay. Here we go. The unofficial patch 10.8 is installed, and vtmb extreme. Okay, here we go. That's all chill. What's this? Newspaper? Carnival of Death, gruesome remains found on the pier, police baffled. What do I do? Oh, it just faded away naturally. That's annoying. Before I have the brownie, I'm having some mango. It's very good.
You got some change, lady?
Go away.
Rich bitch.
Ugh. Whenever you get around to playing Toreador, you should get the mod that changes the Toreador male into Louis or Lestat. I don't know who either of those people are, so I'm probably not going to do that. Sorry. Alright, so there's Mercurio. But I'm going to ignore that. Wait a second, what? There's a car in here now. Weird. Anyway, I'm going to talk to this guy.
Yes, is there something I can help you with? Waiting for that blasted tow truck I called an hour ago. I'd rather not wait another second in this part of town.
Oh, those guys.
Rather dreadful place.
That's fun.
I should have listened to my mechanic. Buy German. I've suddenly got the urge to walk down that dark. Good God. Don't they have street cleaners around here?
This guy sucks. This guy's just straight out of the Fountainhead. Rather have a mod where you can make them the Chuckle Brothers. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. Well, the feeding animation is a lot more aligned to the actual character models this time around. So, you know, the unofficial patch maybe fixed that at least. What the fuck is this car, honestly? Anyway. I'm not going to go see Mercurio just yet. I'm going to go to the beach first. Also, I'm going to talk to that ghoul, because actually I fucked up talking to the ghoul last time. Also, not to just like overhype it, but I'm so excited about the podcast. I'm so excited about the campaign. I did a practice session with Mel and Andrew already. Oh, I'm totally on the wrong side. What have I done? God damn it. I did a practice session with Mel and Andrew already, and that was great. And my I'm doing a practice session with Finn and Ree on Saturday. Oh, I've clept into the wall. This sucks. No, it happened again. Oh God.
Need some company?
Back off.
Right. Here's my guy.
Going, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, wait. Say that again. Oh man, you're a vampire, aren't
He
you?
has a little patch on his shirt of Dracula. That's funny.
Hey, I work for a vampire.
Hey Steph, good to see you.
How much I should tell you?
I'm really good, thank you. And thank you for subscribing.
Damn, it would be awesome to talk to someone else on the inside. You know what I mean? Oh man. Hell yeah! Oh man!
Which rule system are you going to use for the podcast? I'm going to use 5e, but I'm going to be modifying it, and if you listen to the podcast, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to do an episode called Just for GMs, and I'll do this every system that I do. I'm going to do an episode discussing what I've changed, both in the mechanics and the lore, and why. So for, here would be a good example, the Malkavians. It's pretty ableist. What's in the lore is pretty ableist. So I'm changing that, and I'm making big changes to that, and I'll explain it in the episode.
I'm a ghoul. I didn't know about any of this stuff until a couple of months ago.
this guy just appeared and, well, all of a sudden, BAM! Whoa, man! Vampires are real and right there in front of my eyes. Blew my goddamn mind.
It's crazy how better the textures look in this. Oh yeah, Steph, I added you on Discord because I'm trying to be on Twitter less, so chat to me there. That would be good, thank you. Also, everybody check out my new sunglasses. I got them for my Matrix video. They're not very Matrixy, but I think I look great in them anyway.
Well, the way it was explained to me, whenever a vampire lets a human drink some of their vampire blood, the human gains
Vampire blood!
our power, can heal up quick and that kind of stuff. Jeez, oh man! And they're a ghoul and ooh, watch out.
Almost never use Discord, but I did add you back. Then how will we chat? I need a way to chat to you, Steph. I've been missing you. But I really hate Twitter. It's been like really sending me into depression spirals being on Twitter. So I'm really trying to get off of it.
Oh man, I really wish I could tell you.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't think I'm supposed to, but it's really cool to be talking to you. Just well, because I don't get a lot of chance to talk to vampires. Oh man, other than my master. So I thought I'd just.
Yeah. I made this guy mad at me last time by trying to ask too much about who his master is, so I'm not going to do that this time. What is happening? Anyway, I'm just going to ask him if he likes being a ghoul.
It's awesome! Man, after that first date, the vampire blood, it's like the best drug. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's like, well, it didn't mess me up. It just made me feel like I was better at everything. I felt like a god just sucking on that nasty dude's wrist.
I've never played this despite loving playing the TTRPG. Steph, are you aware of my plans to do... are you aware of my Vampire the Masquerade tabletop plans that are coming up? Because I just tweeted about this. You probably are, I just haven't seen... I haven't seen whether you've seen the tweet. Blah, 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 blah. Can I ask you some questions? Yeah, I'll do that one. I love that patch. That is such a cute patch. I actually want that. That's really good. I'll just say, how do I move to the beach from here?
Make a left into the parking garage, take the steps down, and the tunnel will lead you right out into...
Need some company?
Not my
Okay, I'm going to the beach first because I want to... Lovely evening. I forgot about that guy, but you hear that like 1,000 times before you're done with one playthrough. Lovely evening. It's like the guy in Witcher 1 who goes, "Society made me what I am." Anyway, I wanted to say, I hope it's not broken this time. Came into the stream as you mentioned it. As a Malk player, I'm interested in how you approach that. Doing them right is important. So, the lore tells you... I'll just tell you what I'm planning to do. But, also, if you haven't seen the tweet, go see the tweet, because Scutch did an incredible art for the podcast, for the upcoming podcast and campaign and everything, and it looks amazing. I'll just tell you what I've done about Malkavians, because the lore says, essentially, that it's the bloodline that makes them the prophets and psychics, but also, well, the book says gives them mental derangements. It's very not good. But basically the interpretation I've given it, that I'll talk about in the Just for GMs thing, is that, like, you know, there's a huge amount of mental health stigma on their clan because they have visions and they talk in tongues and they know things people don't know, and it makes them seem, you know, crazy to people.
You had me. No, you are going to China.
And because of that, there's this like self-fulfilling prophecy. There's this like selection bias, right? There's like stigma that's harmful to people's mental health, and then they're being called crazy. And then on top of that, I'm thinking that like, you know, the process of having prophetic visions itself is like also really harmful. So it's arguably just completely fine if any given Malkavian player is depressed, has PTSD, or has anxiety, because they're treated with an enormous amount of stigma all the time. But I've changed to say in my lore that they don't experience other mental illnesses at any higher rates than anybody else, because I think that's just fair. I don't really like the idea of portraying, say, DID or other, you know, neurodivergence in general as some kind of like consequence. Oh, look at the wolf! Look at the wolf! Okay, sorry. As some kind of like, you know, mental deformity almost. Right. Can't get past here, but I can use command on this cop. What the fuck? What the hell? Why isn't he dying? Police hunting? What? That's fucked up. What? Just baton? Oh my god, I did all that for a baton? Oh man, this is fucked. I've fucked up this playthrough already. I was trying to get his gun. Cloud, I don't really like that interpretation. How do you feel about the idea of using made-up versions of DID in order to tell stories of traditional multiple personality stories that people are used to? I don't like it. Like, even in something like Immortal Hulk, which I really enjoy, it's one of the weakest elements and is not handled very sensitively, even though, you know, it is also still, like, it is also positive representation of DID to some degree, because, like, you know, he's the hero. But, hey, it's one of the most stigmatized mental health conditions, and it's kind of fucked up to perpetuate that, whatever caveat, whatever excuse you give it, you know? And I don't think that's alright. Largest sector of example, blah 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 blah. I just think that portrayals of DID and schizophrenia are incredibly played out, and not like they're so incredibly played out that it's like you can't even argue you're telling, ooh, such a cool, interesting story that no one's thought of before. Like, look at fucking Split. Right? Like, there's not that good a reason to be including it in the first place if you're not doing compassionate, thoughtful representation of these conditions. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's my feeling about it. I've heard a lot about Immortal Hulk recently. What's special about it? Firstly, watch my video. Please watch my video. Secondly, if you buy it, then Amazon recommends you State and Revolution and The Conquest of Bread as similar books. I've heard Cyberpunk compared to VTMB a lot. I mean, you can compare them like you can compare Split and Citizen Kane.
Those mothers rip me off. I'm dying here. I went. What is this lump? Is this my rib? Oh, holy shit! My rib is poking through my side. Oh. All right. Jeez, I show up at the beach with the money, right? I never should have gone alone. Those. You got. Listen, I got connections. I'll set you up. But son of a bitch, my leg's gone numb. Small-time sons of bitches live out in a dump on the beach. 4 or 5 of them. And one's got the explosives is Dennis. Got my money too, that prick.
It would probably be fine if you were using some sort of fantasy multiple personality thing for its own merits, such as a werewolf situation. Okay. Most people talking about this topic don't know anybody with dissociative identity disorder or any plural systems, and I honestly just think it's incredibly disrespectful to have a conversation about a minoritized group, talking about in what instances it's just okay to, like, represent them in horrifically stereotyped and harmful ways without consulting them. And from practically all the people who I know who actually are in plural systems or have DID, they mostly just want to be left the fuck alone and not have stories with multiple personalities told anymore. But hey, if there are people with DID or with people in plural systems who disagree with that take, I'm not going to speak over those people. But I don't think that we all should just be sitting around as people who aren't those people, just speculating on which stories in which it would be fine. I don't mean to come across angry here, but I just, okay, right? I'm a non-binary trans person, and I have borderline personality disorder, okay? And I have particularly strong feelings about people telling stories and making decisions about what stories get told about groups without consulting those groups. So can we just please not? Alright, that's my feeling. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we're finally caught back up.
There's no. I blew it.
Alright. Hey, Lot and HX. Okay, we're caught back up. I hope it doesn't glitch the beach this time. I have to say, I'm honestly a little annoyed that I can't share my plans for the VTM campaign already. Like, I'm really happy with what I've written, and I really want to share it right away, but I can't because, like, my players need to play it, and they need to play it without spoilers. It's a weird kind of reverse to usual, because usually what I'm planning campaigns for is my Monster of the Week group, which Natalie's in, and so I can't talk to her about what I'm planning. But now it's the other way around, where I like can't talk to my other friends about what I'm planning, but I can talk to Natalie. Anyway, she can confirm all my plans are very cool. Right. Okay, here we go. Please don't have the trigger box. Please. Okay. Oh, baby.
Up there. Through that chain link gate and up those stairs. Those men you're looking for. Never mind. You wouldn't understand.
I don't know much about DID. I've wondered what it's like, but I assume it's completely different from what it's like in films. Oh boy, is it completely different from what it's like in films. Yeah. I go talk to her some more now.
No, you are going to China. Why is he smiling? The father. Is it the father behind him? You chased it for the one at the top of the city. On the sea. Oh, on the ground. You found it in the crypt. It's open. Oh, it's open. Oh God. Oh God. Run. I'm sorry. Sometimes I see nothing.
A lot of foreshadowing here for those who have played the game. Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, it's good. Like, you know, you're writing your own story, so you can just put in prophecies. It's good. I was thinking about this because I'm planning out my game. I was thinking about how to do this kind of thing, like have prophecies when also you need the player to be able to make choices. So I'm going to have to think about some like cryptic statements that Malkavian prophets can make in my game. Cryptic statements that will pay off, but like don't give the game away, or I guess pigeonhole them into only one course of action. I guess.
I don't know what I'm saying. Murder. Yes, the killer is dead. He moves soon and travels to the heart of the Angelis, to the home of the stars.
Angelis.
And then returns fulfilled and empty once again. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay. The stairs are here! Hooray! Everyone, there's stairs this time! Okay, here we go. What do I have? Blood buff, blood heal, presence, fortitude, brain wipe, command. Dang it. Why can't I just hop over this fence? This is so annoying. Alright, let's try command on this guy. Oh shit, he's just walking away. Alright, fair enough. Oh, piss.
Help ya?
Oh shit, okay. Oh jeez, alright, let me in.
Okay, you can go on in. And if you really want to make my night, go ahead and start some shit in there, because I would love it.
Okay. Okay, I can just go on in, apparently. Let's give that a go. He's watching a video of a kitchen, but it's on pause, I guess. Huh. That's nice. Okay. Where's my stuff? This is annoying. That's locked, so it's probably in there. Car stereo. Okay.
Yeah, that is what I love about this business. Fine women come to my house for my shit. I don't even gotta call them on the phone or nothing. Say there, pretty lady, what can I hook you up with tonight?
Okay.
Ain't that a goddamn coincidence?
Oh, jeez.
You know, you're the second person to ask for that tonight. Considering that's not a very popular item, I have really got to wonder why you thought I might have some.
This, not a fan. All right.
Explosive. Fun stuff. You can get yourself a lot of attention that way. I may have something. Why would you need to get your...
Husband got the house in the divorce.
Hey, look over here. Sure, okay. I got some stuff that'll do the trick. Astrolite. It's like...
All right. I'm gonna do the sex option.
I'd be... Yo, go check the odometer on my car. Now, I'll give you what you want, but I got what you need.
Can I feed on this guy? That's literally it, isn't it? Holy shit, I just feed on him. Wrecked. You got! Alright. Fucking loser. Alright, see ya. Bye. I forgot that the romance options in this game just... Oh, piss! Oh, piss! Oh, fucking piss! No! This sucks! No! 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 I wasn't stealing! Stop! Just let me out! No! Oh, this sucks so bad. Okay, let's get blood heal going. Let's get some of that delightful little bit of that blood heal. Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so used to RPGs just letting you pick up things. Why did I think it would be okay to pick up that item in a hostile, like, tense environment? That was such a stupid thing to do. Oh, God. Oh, that was so bad. Alright. But, I forgot that the romance options just lead to you feeding on people. That's really fun. I like that. By the way, if you're enjoying the streams, please remember to subscribe and or cheer, because it helps to support the stream. Support the streamer. Me. That's good brownie. That's good as hell. I know I said earlier, but special ingredient this time. Cherries. So good. Do you feel like the cherry flavor is like gone through the rest of it? Has that kind of seeped into the rest of the brownie?
I'm not sure if I can taste like because the cherries weren't so flavorful themselves because they were just tinned ones.
Hmm. Well, I think I can taste it. Wow, that's a delicious brownie. Holy shit.
Yeah? Did you waste those sons of bitches? Did you get my money back? Damn. I could have used that money to buy myself some new kidneys. Anyway. That astrolite? Twice as powerful as TNT. Instant demolition. Be on the other side of the world when you engage that timer. You need to make someplace disappear.
Thank you.
A warehouse. Looks to be a Sabbat interest. You haven't been doing this too long, have you? The Sabbat, as I understand it, are your typical power-hungry movie monsters. They specialize in causing grief. Tangle what they're like, let me tell you. I didn't enjoy it.
Get more ASMR stream.
I heard a lot about that operation. Oh, I'd love to get in there. Get my hands on the equipment they've been unloading. It'd be suicide to walk in there. Got a small army of trigger-happy types and they're all packing. I don't know, maybe,
Power-hungry movie monsters to the tune of the TMNT intro.
There's a guy. I never met him, but I heard a lot about him. His name is Tongue. Bertram Tongue. He's one of you types. If there's anyone who knows more than me about this city, it's him. Unfortunately, Tongue's hiding out at the moment.
Bertram Tongue is the Nosferatu guy, right? I've had a lot of fun planning my Nosferatu characters most of all. Natalie can vouch for this as well. Like, Nosferatu is just really fun because of the concept that they give in the clan of them like hiding underground and being really into computers. I've just had a lot of fun planning them, and like it's one of the parts of the campaign I am most excited to have my players get to is the Nosferatu. Yeah, I won't say too much. Again, like I can't talk about it publicly because I would put I could compromise the game, but like I'm thrilled, and I've written some of my favorite characters in there. There was a point where I was pacing around the room talking to Natalie about the characters that I was writing, and I was just like, I'm gonna cry. I love this character so much. Okay.
Tongue's laying low because of Therese. Therese Vorman, you know her? Anyway, word is Therese and Tongue are feuding. I don't know the details. Mike takes that Tongue thinks he's about to get whacked, so he's gone underground till Therese calls it off. If you want to put that warehouse into orbit anytime soon, you're gonna have to get Therese to call off the feud.
Podcast hype. I need to get a podcast hype emote for when I hype up the podcast.
She's the woman around here. Power player. Nice looking broad for a dead chick, but personality like stone. She and her sister Jeanette, they run the asylum. Some freaky customers frequent that place. I try not to do business there. Therese I don't like, but I can respect her. Jeanette's different. I don't know what to make of her. She's a little, you know, in the head. I don't know. Therese is, well, like you. And I would think so's Jeanette. but I hear rumors about her. Right, you're straight off the bus. Once a month I get fed vampire blood. Heals me faster, makes me stronger than a normal human. I don't age. By looking at me, you wouldn't realize it, but I'm almost 60.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, my guy, but you look like shit right now. The podcast is associated with Rolling with Rainbows, but I'm not sure that it's just going to be called Rolling with Rainbows yet. I don't think about it anyway. Okay. So that's just made him stand still. Alright. I guess if someone was walking in the back alley here, I could make them stand still and then I could feed on them. But nobody is. Eh. Oh, hello.
What's the hops, bro?
What? He just walk away? He did the opposite of what I wanted. And then he said, "What's the haps, bro?" What? Oh, this game is so silly. All right. The asylum. What is the haps? Who knows? Who knows? The haps were the friends we made along the way. Perhaps.
What do we have here? Another scrumptious young plaything straight out of life and into my club? You smell new, little girl, like fabric softener dew on freshly mowed astroturf. Oh, I'm not frightening you, am I, duckling?
I can call this character ridiculous, but this is how I would dress if I was a vampire. It's nearly how I dress now.
I can tell you and I are going to get along just like fire hoses. When we get turned on, there's bound to be flames. I'm the finger down your spine when all the lights are out, and the name on all the men's room walls. When I pout, the whole world tries to make me smile, and everyone always wants to know who is that girl. I am Jeanette. And this bit of chaos crammed in a certifiable giggle is my club. I just love to give you funny feelings all night, sweetheart, but I really must trouble with some business. We'll reunite sweet and soon, I promise.
Thanks for the heads up about the music. I didn't know that there was a DMCA risk. What the fuck? Oh my god. Well, that was terrible. I'd only dress like that in a well-heated room or in summertime. I think vampires don't feel the heat, right? So, you know. Oh, it's happening. Oh, she's going the fuck off. Oh, everyone else has just left. No? No, they're forming a circle around me because my dancing is so good. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Anyway. Oh. Why is she so angry? Man, what the hell? Oh my god, she's so mad. She's so... What the fuck is this expression? Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Hey, it worked. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing the bad suck. Oh, piss! Oh fuck, I fucking killed her. That's what I get for eating brownie while I'm in the middle of feeding. Damn it. Yeah, that's fucked up. Looking for Therese upstairs. Blah, 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 blah. Alrighty, nice. Oh, it's really good how good the textures are in here now. What a relief. Anyway. Alright. It might still be a problem, but I'm just gonna... Ooh, gold ring. That's nice.
Your city? Last time I looked, it was called Santa Monica. Not stuck up bitch. Oh, I look at you sometimes. Oh, Therese, you really do paint a flattering portrait of me with your turn-of-the-century barb. I always assumed you could do nothing but look down on me. Just the sight of you. The sight of that wicked, tainted house, concealing that dirty, diseased mind. Sin! You have no sin. Let she who is without sin cast the fierce tone. Go ahead and mock me. You pull your pranks, make fun of my ways. It suits you. You're just one big joke. Don't you call me that. Should I start calling a duck a pig as well? You sister, how can you treat me like this? That's it, Jeanette. Run away from the truth. I'll take care of everything, as always.
Alright, here we go.
Please, come in. I do apologize for my sister's crassness if it made you uncomfortable. She's unabashedly scandalous, but in the club business, I suppose that kind of personality's a necessary evil. Therese Borman, yes. I'm the proprietor of this club, and the only person in this city whose good side it's in your best interest to stay on. What brings you to Santa Monica?
I feel like it's fair for me to side way more with Therese this time. I've played like a couple of times through before as Malkavian and as Bruja, and I was, much more siding with Jeanette, but like, hey, I'm Ventrue now. Is what it's all about.
You're new to this, aren't you? Were you trying to dominate me just now? That was so stupid it was almost cute. Almost. Tongue's exile is self-imposed, I assure you. But then, what reason would I have not to hate that loathsome Nosferatu scoundrel? Bloody Nosferatu. They're so unclean.
Wow.
I'd be willing to put the word out that my grievances with Tongue have been swept under the rug, but in return, you'll have to help me remove a particularly burdensome spirit from a property I'm looking to invest in.
Oh no, the hotel mission. That one sucks. Can they call a blood hunt? I don't think there's any blood hunt in this game. But she wouldn't be able to. She's not the prince.
Rumor is that a personal item of a ghost may be used to draw it out or excise it from its haunt. While I don't put a lot of stock
Baron
in
is the
hearsay,
Anarch version of
it's
Prince.
my last option. So I want you to go to the Ocean House Hotel, find an item of the spirits, and bring it back.
But Anarchs don't generally take part in blood hunts.
As much as I'd like to ensure it's done properly, you don't. They're perfectly harmless. If you have to tear the building apart, do so. 3 construction crews have already refused to go back to work because they've been spooked, so to speak.
There are 2 blood hunts happening in this game. To who?
Oh,
What am I not
I
remembering?
fully intend to do so. You'll
That's
find that
weird.
dealing with me on the whole is appreciably more predictable than dealing with some of the egomaniacs that are my peers. So long as our business doesn't go sour, my word is gold.
Who's she calling in for the blood hunt? Blood hunts are a Camarilla tradition in which is why I say that Anarchs don't do them. A Camarilla tradition in which someone is basically marked as persona non grata and anyone can kill them and should kill them.
Before I forget, take this. The only way to reach the Ocean House this time of night is through a tunnel in the sewers. You'll need that key to open the gate for that tunnel. If you'll excuse me, I've got situations to set straight.
Oh, my point is that there are no vampires inside. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, there really are. Oh my god. Well, that's a painting. Bertram says there are 5 vampires. Your memory of this game is very impressive. I mean, I've only played it through a couple of times, but like, I did not remember this stuff. Seriously, who are the blood hunts against? I don't care about spoilers. I've played this before. I just don't remember there being a blood hunts going on in this game. Also, there are several thin bloods down by the pier, like 4. So, you know, and they take part in. There's not a blood hunt against me because, well, there isn't right now anyway. I guess it's one of the possible things. Whatever. In the game. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, the VTM lore like says that, you know, blood hunts are a big deal to thin bloods because they have an opportunity to diablerize vampires and become proper vampires themselves. So by that, at least by the metric of like what's of who take part in a blood hunt, all those thin bloods by the P account. The last dungeon before you cab ride with Kane, where you commit to an ending, is that you are under blood hunt, so you have to fight a gauntlet of vampires. Huh. Interesting. I forgot about the late game of this. Because you always end up spending so much time in the... like, so much time in the early game. Yeah. That's interesting. Anyway, right, let's go in the sewers. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba. The sewers look nicer. Two Ocean House Hotel. Guess I'm going down there and then left. The late game is boring so far. I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot going on there. I just think you end up spending a lot more time in the early game in all RPGs. Like, I think it's just a tendency of the genre. It's why, like, you know, Measurehead sticks out so much in Disco Elysium, even though he practically disappears past day one, you know. But everyone remembers and talks about Measurehead all the time. And they talk about Measurehead, you know, about as much as, like, Kuno or another character who is there through the whole entire game. Well, I gotta say, the hotel looks good as fuck. just going in, like, you know, feels worth saying. Right, anything worthwhile in here? Can't go on the computer. Front door key. Needed that. Yo, am I locked in here? What the fuck? Well, that was fucked up. Why would they build this big ramp that leads up, like, up to the top of the fences if you can't jump over the fences and go into the next lot over? That's such irritating temptation. Kuno! Yeah. Here we go. Fuck, does Kuno care? Oh, just vanished. Anything down that end? No. Alright, let's go over to look where the vanishing axe murderer was. Oh my god! Oh man, what the fuck? It's interesting what she says about, like, you know, ghosts are mostly harmless. Like, it is a very spooky mission, but it really doesn't, it really can't hurt you, right? Like, you can fall down the stairs, right? That's one thing. It's like, yep, like there, fall through into the next level. And then there's all this spooky shit, like, if you're going up here, and that happens. I am such a scaredy cat. Like, my blood properly runs cold at shit like that I know is coming, and it just upsets me so much. Like, for how much I enjoy horror films, I barely watch horror films. Like, intellectually and also just in the experience of it. I do love horror films, but I just I don't watch them nearly compared to how much I like them. because I'm so easily frightened. Yeah, just even stuff that I know is coming just fucks me up. Damn it. To be fair, I wasn't really doing that with the hope that I was going to succeed at lockpicking that. I just kind of pressed E before I thought about it. Well, I'm very successfully going around in a circle here. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, and then it's the bit here. Nice. There we go. And I gotta look at this. Oh my god. And now it can open. Well, that was annoying. Alright. Can I go up the elevator now? No. No, no power. So I guess I gotta go back to the laundry room. Oh shit! It's a child's head! Boiler room key! There we go. I tried to play Disco Elysium with a friend last year, passing the controller between scenes, but it was a lot of reading to do for just a chill gaming hang. Yeah, that's really not, it's just not a good fit for that at all, I'd say. Yeah, unfortunately. Because it's an awesome game, but that's just not, yeah, just totally not the game for that kind of setting, I'd say. Oh, yeah, and then... Okay. And then there's the boilers. Boiler room. And I gotta go up the end here. Blah, 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 blah. Turn the fuses back on. And then everything's gonna explode. Ah, that's fine. Honestly, almost surprised it didn't do dun da da dun da da dun. No, that's still locked. I tried playing Disco Elysium, then felt like I got stuck in a position where I'd have to compromise in a bunch of ways I didn't want to. That is kind of the point of the game. You should compromise. Like, it's very, very much the point, and you're kind of... You shouldn't quit out on the game because it's making you compromise your morals. That's really the point. Okay. Oh, I actually have an email from Disco Elysium. I should check that. I have an update to them sending me merch or goodies or whatever they're doing. I just saw that I got the email earlier during the stream. I should go check that out. Oh shit, my health is almost out completely. Alright, I should just like give it a second and let myself heal. Better jump out if we speak more about DE. I've still not finished the game and don't want to spoil things. Don't worry, I'll hang it up there. I just and everyone else don't spoil Disco Elysium for Andrew.
About DE.
But yeah, I just I should check my email. All right, can I go up here? No. Is there an elevator key? Or I've just got to go in the spooky room. Okay. Oh, it's children's toys. Oh no, that's sad because of children. Oh, children are so depressing. Fuck. Oh. Oh, I hate thinking about children. Oh, they just suck so bad. Oh, fucking hell. Oh. 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 Alright. Is this room safe yet? Get Out. Yes, Get Out is a great movie, I agree. At first I liked it better than Us, but, you know, on reflection, I think they might be equals. Oh, fuck. Spooky bells. Oh. Oh, God. Bells are so scary. Oh. Wait, what was it I was getting? Shit. Was it elevator key? Oh, is that her over there? Is that what I'm seeing over there? I think so. You're gonna go around here where the corner obscures her from view, though. And then when you come around the corner, she's gone again, right? Oh no, she's still there. Oh, she's pointing me. Oh! That's very nice of you, thanks. Oh, this room sucks. There we go. Whoop! Okay. Oh, this bar is good. That's a reference to The Shining. I get that. It's a reference to a really bad movie I hate. Cool. That everyone else thinks is good because they've been told that good taste means liking a movie that they don't enjoy. Right, let's carry on.
That's what I used to think about beer, but now I like it.
Directing is when a shot is really long, and the longer a shot is, the more directing it is. Are you having more brownie right now? I can't believe this is happening right now. Is there anything I need to go get? No? Okay. Do I just need to get out? Get it? It's a reference to the movie.
Nice one.
It's a reference to the movie Get Out, but also to the writing that was on the wall earlier that said Get Out. Get out. Alright. Some people. Alright, I'm going back in the dumbwaiter. Nope. Oh! Here we go. No. No. Can I press the buttons? No. Alright. No, I'm clearly just missing something here. I'm gonna bloodbath and try to punch the door down. Stupid door? Nah. That didn't do it. That didn't do it. Oh, here we go. Diary. Yeah, man. Fucking, I'm trying. Right, diary. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, God, Ed covered in blood coming to kill me. This is fucked up, man. Sorry about your beef. Oh, shit, man, that's fucked up. He's coming. Whoa! 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 Can I leave now? Hey! It knocked down the door! Hey! Alright. Alright, there we go. There we go. And then in the tunnel. Oh, oh god. Alright, there we go. Whew! I won't be careful. Wait, hang on, I know this bit. There is a bit in this mission that can kill you. That! The fucking elevator falls on you. Wait a minute. Alright, go around the ledge. Go around the ledge, you fucker. And now we're in the upper floors! Whoa! I did it. I did it! Remember, if you're enjoying watching me skirting around a little ledge in an elevator shaft, you can support the stream by subscribing or cheering. It supports the stream by giving me money. It's very intellectual, you see. Oh. Guess that music box didn't want to be played. Well, this room sucks. Stop throwing stuff at me, man. Oh, there she goes. Better chase her. I'm just trying to have a respectful conversation. Come back. I'll move slowly. I'm making a really niche reference right now that no one's gonna get. I'm making a reference to Chaser Nathan. This is a very, very niche reference. This is truly just to entertain me and no one else. Man, stop throwing shit at me. That's just rude. Whoa! Is this level circular? Murders unsolved. Oh, I can walk up that bit. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Just go the long way round. The long way around. Here we go. Okay, well, can I walk up there or can't I? This is very irritating. Oh shit, it's this bit. I remember this bit. Okay. So now I walk up these. Now I walk up the. Oh. Now I walk up these beams. Haha! Perfect. Oh, this bit's good. This is good as hell, honestly. Nice. Oh. Stop throwing things at me. Alright. Ah! Oh, my health is almost completely gone. Jesus Christ. Okay. Should probably think about that a bit more. Heck. Alright. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that lighthouse. How cool is that? This is really good. Pendant. There we go. That's a personal artifact. I did it. I did it. We did it, Reddit. We did it, Reddit is another little niche reference just for me. Do I have to go back the way I came here? Or is there another way out now? Because I can't... Oh. Luckily no fall damage. Okay, can I go this way? Oh, piss. Okay, I don't think I can go that way. No! Stop doing that. Ooh, fire axe. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Oh shit, I'm back on the... Oh, they changed which doors were open. Oh, that's cool.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks for the sub. It's vampire
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah. I agree. What was that crow? Is that the same crow from Vampire Diaries? Also, hi Claire. It's the unofficial patch and Bloodlines Extreme. Now I'm thinking about it, this game really does just give you every reason to side with Jeanette, right? Like, Therese just backstabs you, like, no matter what you do. You have to be a real fucking bootlicker to side with Therese. Anyway, I'm gonna side with Therese this playthrough because I'm being an awful bootlicker. Did I finish Vampire Diaries? No. I'm on the season where evil gypsies. It's pretty hard to carry on. It's become pretty fucking... Another thing is, like, it's not just that, like, that sucks, but also, like, the pick-me writing has, like...
It's so pick me.
It really has turned up to 11 at the point we're at. Like, it's
Yeah.
really turned up to 11, and it's just, like... it's just like the start of this season had like the bit where Elena is writing in her diary that like Matt is doing something, who knows what, and honestly I'm not sure I wanna know. And it cuts to Matt having a threesome, and it's just like Elena, you've been fucking two brothers this whole time. Two men who are brothers have been fucking you, Elena. Who the fuck are you judging, Elena?
She had one of them on each arm walking into that ball. Not sure I want to know.
Not sure I wanna know. Awful bootlicker is the official tagline of Clan Ventrue. True. Is this cop gonna go into that dark tunnel? I hope so. Hey, copper. Oh, piss. Oh, now he's running away. Oh, into this dark alley. Oh, my time to shine. Oh, baby! All cops are blood bags. All cops are brunch. Oh my god, I love that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, give me the gun. It's just another baton? Come on now. Come on. More like humanity gained. Yeah, I'm gonna use a hack and give myself humanity back for that. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Alright, turn the volume off for a minute. While I go through the club. Okay. Humanity improved. And here we go. Wait, what? Okay. Huh. Okay, let's turn the volume back on.
How odd. I was just having naughty thoughts about you. You made quite an impression earlier. Did you come up just to cheer lonely little me?
Yes.
Really? Do I often pogo stick through your thoughts wearing nothing but a smile? Be honest. Or don't.
Ah, jeez.
What all suede kittens do.
Suede
On
kittens?
hands and knees, you lap up the milk of me. And we purr, kitten, like dragonflies buzzing around frog bellies.
Wow.
So, Therese told me you might be back with something for her. Do you have it with you? I'm not just some silly doll, you know. All my life, my sister...
No, please calm down.
She's always belittling me. She's the smart one. She's the favorite. She's the successful one. Well, it's not fair. I'm not a fool. This club's success is just as much my doing as it is hers.
I understand, but I still can't give it to you. That's very reasonable.
Do you understand what it's like to have your own flesh and blood ripping you apart on a daily basis for 2 lifetimes? Can you?
I really need... I'm sorry to hear that, but I really need to give it to Therese.
Fine. You hold on to it. Since you're so willing to brave that big spooky place for my darling sister, how about doing a teensy tiny favor for little troubled me?
No.
Leave now, and Bertram will never help you. I'll see to that.
God damn it.
So you can make believe
She's
you adore
blackmailing
my every
me.
word and help me, or you can go back to the prince with your head in your hands.
I'll take my chances because I don't think the game would soft lock itself.
Hello, Sunrise. Back to burn me?
Oh, okay. So it'll be locked off until I come back and change that dialogue, I assume.
Do you know Gallery Noir down the street?
Oh, this
happen to know there's a
thing.
charity
Right.
being organized there. Lots of influence.
I remember this bit.
I promise this won't take long. Take this knife. Give the paintings in the gallery a good slashing. Don't get caught, and don't turn it into a massacre. And steal the charity box, would you? Buy yourself something velvet. I'm sure Therese will be thrilled to honor your agreement when you get back. But in the meantime, get to the museum and ruin those paintings. Then pay me a visit. I want to hear all about it.
You can leave and come back to skip the
can
gallery.
only
No!
amuse myself
Oh, I
for
fucked
so
up.
long.
God damn it. Back soon. Goodbye.
There's something about the paintings.
Oh, can I leave and skip? Can I still leave and skip now? Leave and come back now, even though I've like agreed to the mission. Oh shit, I gotta do the thing. Audio. Downzo. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna walk out. I get the horrible Ventrue wouldn't object to stealing from charity, but if you claim to object, Jeanette tells you it's a scam so you don't lose humanity for stealing from charity. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. Okay, back in again. Sorry that we wasted so much time today, folks, with the just repeating the start of the game over. That was very annoying. But we were able to get through it fairly quickly anyway, so not the end of the world. Okay. No, she's still
Should I
here.
draw a map for you? The gallery's right down the...
Piss. Piss. I shouldn't have accepted the mission. I love not understanding NFTs. They make no sense to me, and I can laugh at the fact that people are buying Mark Cuban motivational quotes for thousands of dollars. I mean, they're funnier if you understand. And also, like, you're never Okay. You're never going to understand, is the thing. Because, it's... The full explanation does not actually make sense because people are buying literally nothing. So it's not going to make sense because it doesn't make sense. The way her chest jiggles when you start a conversation with her. It's something that even modern RPGs have. Like Cyberpunk has a skip dialogue thing. And I realized that what it was doing was rather than like fast forwarding the physics engine of the world, it was fast forwarding the models but in the same real-time physics. So that like basically if a character... And the reason I realize this is because of jiggle physics. If a character is supposed to move gently like this while talking to you, and like sit up and slouch down, then like if you quickly zip through the conversation hitting the skip button the whole time, then she's just like wildly jumping around and like bouncing up and down, and it's because of the jiggle physics that you can tell, and it's like, fucking, oh, videos game.
Hey, hold on a minute there. I'm afraid you are committing a 351. That's trespassing on private property. I'm gonna have to ask that you vacate the premises immediately, or I'm afraid I'll be forced to radio...
Cool Boy John, I can explain NFTs to you if you want. I had to explain them to Natalie because she's going to do a presentation on them.
No spoilers.
What call are you talking about there, miss?
Common knowledge is spoilers for your presentation.
Yeah.
And who might you be then, missy? Yeah? That pay well? Just taking one look at you, I'd say there's a lot of money in that line of work. Me, security's in my blood. My father, father's father, my 6 brothers. Yeah, we're all real keen on upholding the law, like a family of Magnum PIs. Look, I'll let you in, but I'll be filing a 62A on this when I get back to the security station after my shift, just so you're aware.
That was interesting. Cain spurns Lilith. Cain slays Abel. Cain meets Lilith. Cain cursed by God. This is annoying to me, and here's why. There are competing sets of lore, L-O-R-E, in the Vampire the Masquerade world that either Cain or Lilith was the original vampire, but Lilith is very important, but the way that she is presented in this, like, she's in the story enough, in the story of these pictures enough for you to be like, Lilith? But not enough, I don't know. It's annoying to me, anyway. So it would be Cain slays Abel, cursed by God, meets Lilith, spurns Lilith. That's the order. This is very nodist on the take. Isn't it 100% sure Cain? No, not in the VTM lore. Maybe in the lore of this game. What the fuck? Man, fucking... I need blood buff. And blood heal, I guess. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I'm getting fucked up right now. I'm getting fucked the fuck up right now. This sucks. What the fuck? Oh my god, it wouldn't even let me equip my thing in time. Jesus Christ. Alright. Oh no. What? What point of the story am I at now? Lovely evening. Whatever. World of Darkness lore is very irritating anyway. That's my hot take.
Hey, hold on a minute there.
Alright, and blah blah blah. Open the door.
Sure. Yeah, I can do
that. Okay, nice.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Okay, let's go and save right here. Fire axe? Meh, might as well try the fire axe. I don't have any firearms right now. That's really annoying. Alright, but I'll use the knife to slash the thing. Abel, and then Cursed, and then Lilith, and then Lilith is Spurned. There you go. There you go. There you go. Can I skip this? No. Jesus Christ. There's your guy. Fucking no, god damn it. Piss. Oh my, I'm gonna fucking die again. This sucks so bad. You know, it should let me feed on him. That's my take. Wait, why did he turn into a guy? He turned into a guy at the end. That's so weird. Alright. Okay. Can I slash it with the axe? Oh, cripes. No, I can't. That's interesting. What if the knife is special? Do you have firearms? No, I don't. Hey, Boggle. He was a guy all along. He was just bleeding a lot before. That's good. I am not gonna beat this guy. I don't see how the fuck I'm supposed to even. Jesus Christ. Oh god, combat in this is just so much. What the fuck? Need blood. Yeah, I fucking agree. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Oh. Kiss! Oh my god. Fuck. Yeah, I'm getting completely fucking rinsed in this fight, honestly. And it's not good. Maybe I just steal the cash box and leave. You know. Well, yeah, you know. Maybe I just steal the cash box and I leave and I don't do the fight. And then, like, no one's paintings get slashed anyway, so that's fine. You know. That's win-win. Everybody wins. Steal cash box by gun? Ah. Somebody's using their whole brain. What's this? Interesting. What's the note say? Seymour's coffee shop is closing. Sorry, dear customers. Oh, that's sad. Blood bank. Yeah. Experience 9. Okay, I can increase my brawl, maybe. Melee.
Something else you'd eat, beautiful? Knox. Yeah, he's
Hey, why would I be looking for Knox?
for a guy that doesn't look like he has any business being here. Something else you'd eat, beautiful?
God damn it, she's still here.
Should I draw a map for you? The gallery's right down the street.
Fuck! Alright. I know about the music, I'm just like trying to get in and out quickly. I'm pretty happy with this little Han Solo. I'm glad I got that. It's really nice. It's got a little. It can like shoot these red things. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that because it was pretty quick. Anyway, that's kind of fun. All the microfighters can do it, but I feel like it's just inviting them to just get these like little red things that they shoot lost immediately. Like, I've lost a bunch of them and I'm not 6. Twitch doesn't shut down streams live, so it's not like that's not a concern. It's really about the archive, because if music is detected, it often blocks out like a whole area of the audio, a whole section in the soundtrack, in the timeline rather, and then like when I have the thing uploaded to YouTube later, it's like still locked out, which is really irritating. Hey, Omegon the Sane, I don't really like people backseat gaming like this. Like, I appreciate that you're trying to help, but it's kind of annoying.
That damn tow truck. I'm happily married to my work, and I have a wife too. I've suddenly got the urge to walk down that... Oh, maybe she's going to be so upset with me.
Man, fucking hurry up.
Oh, Moopsie is going to be so upset.
Whoop. There we go. Where's that gallery? There it is, Gallery Noir. Cool. Here we go. You think he'd be better at rushing if he's happily married to her? Huh? I do not follow. I like the painting of them in the sea of blood, though. I think that's fun. For my complaints. Still, you know, that's fun. Good stuff. Okay. Piss. I might have to just go grind or something. No, the command really doesn't do anything in this fight. Oh, I'm so fucking done. Luckily I can circle strafe to avoid getting hit for a little while, but it's not going to get me that much health back. Yeah, shit. Piss! Ah, jeez. Look, he's turned into a little guy again. It's so weird. Alright. Oh no, I'm back in the thing. Ah, okay. C for character sheet, there it is.
Do you want to pop up soon?
I do. I wonder if I can get anything for things that aren't like quests. Probably not, so I feel like I should go see if I can do any kind of quest for the Bale guy.
I don't care. I need to find him so he can find him. It's 250 grand of my money on the line here. Look, I'll talk to you later, okay? Let me know if you hear anything about either. Hello there. How you been? Welcome to Kilpatrick 24-hour bail bonds. My name's Arthur Kilpatrick. How can I help you? Yep, sure do. I'm a third-generation bondsman. Got a few employees, but I handle most every aspect of the business. Well, my business ain't bad, I can tell you that much. Santa Monica's gone downhill. Used to be pretty nice, I guess. We do a higher volume now than we did a few years ago, but we gotta deal with a lot more bail jumpers and crap like that. Of course, goes with the business. Then you sick the bounty hunter on them. You betcha. I used to do some bounty hunting back in the day. Takes a good solid set of brass balls. Pardon the expression, Missy, but it
No, I
takes
don't mind. I have
to be
balls.
a good bounty hunter. Sure, honey, what is it? Yeah, they're saying there was a murder down by the pier, just like the one the other day down in Long Beach. Just vicious, tore 'em up. They're saying it's a serial killer. Well, typically when things like this happen, the cops ratchet up the patrols and start hauling in more suspicious types. Could be good for me.
Wow, this guy is really scum.
Sure. Hell yeah, I ain't complaining. Nah, I already got a great one. But well, I don't feel right cutting costs and loose just yet. We go way back. I knew his father, too. Tell you what, since I'm stuck here, why don't you go look for him? Just real quick. I'll pay you for your time. Great. I suppose the first place you should look is his apartment in Santa Monica Suites. Apartment 1, I think it is. Maybe you'll find something there to let you know where he's got himself.
Alright. Alrighty. This'll get me some experience. This'll get me some experience points. Although I might wrap up before I go try the gallery again, because it's getting pretty late. And I'm going to stream Valheim tomorrow anyway. Am I on the right side right now? Of course I'm not. I can't remember if there's any kind of weapon shop here. Oh, pawn shop. Because I got like $100 from stealing the charity box.
Hey. How's it going? You, really? Well, let me see what you got.
Yeah, I'll sell this baton. And that's it. Oh, hang on. What's this? Lockpick. Yeah, gold ring. Car stereo. Yes.
Thanks for coming back.
Do you sell weapons? Sell weapons to me.
Well, okay. Hey, it's cool. I'm overstocked anyhow.
Gun. Give me gun. Beautiful. I don't have any money for the rounds though. Ah, fucking Christ. Ah, shit. Do I have anything I can sell? Pills? Guess again, friendo. Anyway, can't sell this. Diary, no one wants to buy that. Let me buy some gunzo. Oh, I still do have the money. My mistake. Alright, I'm gonna try shooting the blood boy from a distance. That's a reminder to everyone, if you have any medication to take, including MILF pills, take them. Shooting blood? I thought this was vampire, not bloodborne. Heyo! Sorry about the very half-hearted heyo, I just... Okay. Let's try this one again real quick. Quickly save. Save over my previous one. Yup. And I'll go knife. I'm having a knife day at the gallery. Okay, here we go. But also, I know it doesn't do much damage, but also, oh, Tony, I'm streaming Valheim tomorrow. Just if you want to stop by. Okay. Oh, piss. Well, he can zoom. Okay, well, so that's not good. Oh, piss. Oh, what the fuck is this? I fucked up so badly. Oh my god. Wow, this is really doing just no damage, huh? Oh my god! Anyway, see you, Tony. Yeah, you know, I reckon I'll just try this next time. I reckon I'll just try this again next time. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been a fun one. I'm looking forward to our next vampire stream next week, same time, same place. Tomorrow I'll be here streaming Valheim, hopefully with some guests. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Friday, as always, is the post stream. I've got a video going up for patrons soon, but it won't be out for everybody else for a whole month. That's the Matrix sequels are good, actually, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good vid. So I hope you'll all check that out, and $2 plus patrons will have access to that a whole month early. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Remember to subscribe if you want to support the streams.